Well, greetings, hello, and welcome. I'm ImperialJedi. Probably heard my voice before, maybe. I don't know. If you're new to the game, it's awesome. The game's been out for a while, so I don't know, maybe you are, but at this point, I'm going to assume that perhaps you're a returning player. So, yeah, what's new? Game's great at this point. Holy smokes, has it aged beautifully. I'd say, like, almost in the last, 5 to 10 months, just the mods, everything's kind of come together in this, perfect storm of just, time-wasting ability. So the game, it just pulls you in now, and holy god, man. Just get, stuff done before you start playing, is what I'm trying to say. This game is really, really addictive now. Not that it wasn't before, but, the stuff you can do, it just pushes you to want to keep going further for longer until your computer craps out. Anyway, that's not what I'm trying to go on about with this whole series here. Yeah, what we are doing is we're going to start fresh. I feel like some of my older tutorials are, a bit out of date, so I'll have some stuff that feels like a refresher. I am going to use some mods. A lot of them are just for quality of life, but let's start things more with a tutorial for new players, just in case someone here is still brand new. And yeah, let's kind of transform the city as we go. So this map, if you want to build alongside, this is from the new content creator pack that was released alongside with the airports DLC. And I'm just running, well, I better begin with the mods here. I am running a skybox. So we've got some custom clouds looking very pretty. I've got, map themes and color LUTs, and I can track all this stuff down. I have a hard time making these lists though. So if you're expecting that kind of stuff, I'm sorry, I'll try to track it down, and I'll talk specifically about which mod does what. So we'll do our best here. Anyway, great map. A lot of potential here. I'm going to call our city Grand River. And I love that song so much, eh? Switch this a little bit more chill. Yeah, so a lot of plans here. We kind of messed around with this map when it first got released, and I just kind of I made a big meme city on Twitch. So it got really silly, but I was just really hoping to kind of restart a city on this map, armed with kind of the knowledge that we had. And yeah, we had some really cool projects I want to do properly now. The one thing that I thought was a little bit bizarre, which I think will be kind of a cool episode in itself, will be rebuilding this little highway thing. Yeah, that was kind of a weird one. So the long-term plan would be to redo this, have this come in, serve the beach, which will be tourism, casinos, big city vibes. That's what we're going for as well here. We definitely want to sneak in an airport, big pocket up here for that. And this is a really cool little waterworks right here. So over on the live stream, we actually ended up, it wasn't working properly, I'll say this now, but we made a hydroelectric kind of facility over here, and we cut out a bit more of this and did kind of water treatment. So it's kind of a cool pairing, a lot of concrete, really, really fun, oversized assets too. So that kind of stuff, that'll be what we're up to here. So in terms of mods and assets, some really neat things, but at the core of it, I want you to kind of still recognize vanilla Skylines and just have vanilla struggles, sometimes vanilla solutions too. And if you're a little bit intimidated from the mods, there might be one or two that you're oh, okay, I'll try that. So I'm not trying to sell you on the mods, but if you're a diehard fan of this game and you haven't tried modding yet, I think a lot of it will just really help what you're up to, trying to do and that kind of stuff. Words are sometimes, they're tough, eh? I just get so excited when I try to record these that I just smile too much, and I just sit there and just, I don't know, get caught in the moment sometimes, and your brain's no, think about a sentence. Anyway. Yeah, so big potential, big plans here. We've got some cool highway system. We have our first tile right here, and I think we'll do just kind of vanilla vibes for the first little bit here, just for unlocks and milestones. Also, we have a dried up lake bed. That'll be really cool to try to refill again, and maybe we can do kind of a luxury community and possibly a golf course. Throw in some boats and stuff. Could be a success story. We have a little bit of industry here too. You have to clean the area up. Yeah, and strong rails. Okay, that's it. That's so much chit-chat. So if you're brand new to the game, let's just jump in this way here. Not a lot has changed in terms of settings in the back end here. I do have some random stuff going. There are built-in mods that come with the game, so you can say unlimited money, unlock it all, if you want to not have to deal with the struggles of soil. If you want to play with hard mode, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but anyways, I'd advise first thing you do is just lay the eentiest weentiest piece of road. That unlocks more roads, and that's kind of how the game was set up, and I don't understand that logic, but it's come so much, it's come a long way since then, so we can't say these bad things. Initially, you couldn't even change the direction. So my very first tutorial video, I have so many people, they're oh no bro, if you just right click here, eh? And I'm oh my goodness. So yeah, when the game came out, no day night, After Dark was the first DLC. Let's kind of see here, if I go over to this upgrade road and right click, that'll change. I can be any type of road too, by the way. So if I pick this one here, still flips the direction. That's really cool. And then if you wanted to, you click on this to upgrade it, but it's a waste of money at this point. You get a partial refund, and I guess since we haven't pressed play, we have a grace period? I don't know. But yeah, just be cautious about your money here. And now that we're like laying stuff down, maintenance will incur. So if I go to like 3 speed, you'll see this suddenly start costing us money. So if you're one of those like long thinkers, don't be running on 3 speed, like just pause, save yourself some money. If you happen to run really far into the negatives, you will eventually get offered a bailout. And that's 50,000 credits, and so it'll save the day, but don't go there. So to keep things nice and simple, I'm actually going to do my very original start. We'll just space it out, maybe a little bit more here. So 20 units out. I got my one-way road. And you may not have like a directional, like the degrees and all that jazz, but I'm just going out to the second blue line here, which is 20. And then we'll just take this up to the same kind of idea right here. And then what I'm looking to create is just basically like a 45-degree angle, kind of going like this. And then this guy is going to spread off into 2 other directions. Yeah, just like that. So I would say don't delete this road. We're using this as an anchor. I know this might have looked just like, what did you just do? How'd you do that so fast? It's super simple. So out here first, right here after. Let me just change this. I never really, because I always edit this stuff after. I never know how it like kind of comes out till it comes out, you know? Anyway, I try my best, but I'm a bit of a cowboy sometimes with the editing. Yeah, so out, up, then these 2. And then we connect this guy here. And now we delete this. So that was the refund, I guess, because we played the game for a hot second there. And then this is what we're left with. And the logic here is we're going to get a little bit more like multi-lane usage, in air quotes, hopefully. Just because our destination is going to be either left or right. You can see how the arrows are going here. So that'll determine what lane you enter. Wherever the little blue dots are, those are nodes. There is a chance for the cars to make a little lane change there. Sometimes they make up their minds like a few miles down the road, right? A few kilometers back. So you might see some silly stuff, but we're trying to give ourselves like the best chance here to get multi-lane usage. And just a little bit of like help with that too. We're going from 2 into 3 and then 3 into 4 because the amount of lanes here. So we should see some nice little weaving and whatnot. Yeah, so cars come on in, and we're not going to zone off this. We'll keep that for just kind of like speedy on and off. And a little bit of symmetry is nice in the beginning, so we'll go back out 20, which is just to that second line. And then we'll draw it up 20. That's kind of mirroring this side. And then we go out. And then up. And you guessed it. And then bada bing, bada boom. Now your first tile, like, don't, no one's getting married to any of this stuff here. We're going to keep some space open for some, more ideas for the highway. We're going to treat this like a highway. Otherwise, like, so much of this is going to get changed. I think when I was brand new, I got stuck in that cycle where I had to, like, jam so much stuff into a tile, and if I didn't like it, I'd restart. But, I mean, the game, without any help, will give you 9 tiles, right? You're playing just like vanilla, so a lot of room to stretch your legs. And if you're a maniac, you can do 25 or 81. So, it's funny, yeah, when the game first came out, 9 was just, like, so much, because we were coming from SimCity 2013. And then, 9 didn't seem enough, and then 25 came around, and that was great. Now it's 81. Now I want like 4 times 81. Play with some friends. Give me some like big, big areas here. Okay, back to the game. Stop daydreaming. So we'll extend this a little bit here. Got to keep an eye on our money. Got a lot to buy here. So I'm going to use this guy here as kind of our going over the road bridge here. And like ignore this. I know you might be kind of curious. This is the Fine Road Tools. F-I-N-E, and it's got an anarchy built into it too. See how Chirpy disappears? So Fine Road Tools, Fine Road Anarchy. When anarchy is on, the Control A is my shortcut. I can just go over top stuff, which is pretty handy. I can also tell this to be like only a bridge. So I could do that. I could put the nodes in place. I could lift it up. But I'll just kind of take the vanilla approach for anyone that kind of needs that little bit of help. But there is really cool stuff here. See what I mean? The game is so much better with mods, right? The irony is that mod's like not necessarily new, but... Anyway, so my elevation step is a little bit different than you, but the goal here is to get like at least 9 meters. I'm going to go to 12. And we're going to try to drop our pillars like relatively symmetrically. And then 12, it's just enough room that like, trucks don't look like they're going to bonk their head or anything. And then 12 units is the maximum for going down and making it look nice. So I really should have actually taken that into account when stretching this out. So what we could do is shorten it to maybe 10. Oopsies. What I'm trying to say is it's not good to have intersections be too close together right here. So this could kind of work against us. We'll find the vanilla approach though. So instead of going the whole way down, let's maybe go to about, say, that first little mark, and we'll bring her down to about like the halfway point. And then that's going to be pretty ugly, so oh, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. So yeah, you could kind of leave that if you're cool with that as vanilla. Otherwise, I mean, I'm just going to cheat and use the mod. I'll force that to be a bridge, puts the node right in the middle, and then I'm just going to use my move it mod. You can page up, page down. I can grab a node with a node controller. Am I selling you on this stuff yet? Stretch that. Make it the slope. That looks nice. A bit better. But no, I'm sold on the vanilla here, so let's go back to that. So I think the mods, they do spoil you. Okay, so we know that's 15. One, because we have our 15 unit, but you see when I get to the road itself, that next blue line shows up. So I could pull that back to say about here, which, because I need like 7.5 versus 8 going on, right? And then if we're at 12, I would count that down to be the 6. There's your halfway point, right? So I just basically recreated what I just did with the mod right there without having to use a mod. So it might be a little bit wavy. Might be like, Imperial, what the heck is this, man? Bro, tutorial stuff? Kill me? I don't know. I'm trying to help. Leave me alone. Vanilla solutions for vanilla players. Anyway, so that's our bridge. Up and over. And we'll flip our directions. Get this just right. And then no zoning off this. And all we're trying to do is just give our people a quick way back in. And this will get improved on, because over time we'll lose the game with traffic. We'll probably convert this to be a partial cloverleaf, which will be a lot of fun. And that's why we're leaving some extra room here for highways. It'll make sense one day. Okay, so let's continue our main road here. Not too much further, because we just don't really have the money for this yet. We'll just do our initial bout of zoning off of this. Okay, so nothing wrong with the box to get us started. Industry is going to go on to the right because we want them to get the first stop on the highway. Or off the highway, I should say. So here could be a traffic light. This is the traffic president. Let's not use that just yet. It's really, really cool. Long story short, it adjusts speed limits, parking. You have control over the lanes, who can drive on what, despawning. If you're a maniac, you can do time traffic lights. But yeah, it's awesome. But you can also use it to adjust your traffic lights. So we'll use the in-game one for simplicity. I'll throw a light right here just for safety's sake. A little bit of governance. And we do want, just to be efficient in the beginning, we do want to kind of maximize our road coverage. So these big open squares don't matter here because no one's zoning off of this. And really, like my whole 9-tile argument, right? Like don't be fretting about like a little bit of open space there. That's what trees are for, my friend. No problem. But I feel like, yeah, I was saying this before, like you just have this like urge to fill everything up, when in reality, I think you need space in between. Oh, and if you're not really sold on 100% grids, just do something crazy. You know, throw a road through here. Whatever you got to do, yo. If you want to be symmetrical, so we're going to go out to the blue line. I'm going to waste a lot of money doing this. And then we can go up to the blue line. So that's a 20 by 20. So if you're chasing some kind of symmetry, that'll flow nicely, right? But we got to be conscientious here. We're going to be changing that highway, so I don't want to do anything too crazy. When a nice straight road through here would be a good start. Also keeps it simple. Keeps it simple. Okay. I think half of you is like, bro, get to the building, man. All right, so same kind of logic applies over here. Doing our best to get maximum coverage. Some of the styles of housing I'm going to use require a certain housing size. You'll see. So some of the suburbs have to be like a specific one. And as we get deeper in, I'm going to start using some really cool like extra roads here, as you can see. But my broken record, I am. We're going to keep it vanilla. Well, you know, vanilla-ish. Vanilla with some sprinkles. Also, feel free to drop questions. Like this one I'm trying to learn here. This is like allows me to change some of the viewing things. So I can make buildings disappear. I can make the road names disappear. Icons. Some might get suggested. Some are part of like other series, like the 5B1Cs, where this one kind of originated from. Okay, let's put in some services here. Let's get some utilities down. It's a really simple start. Nothing wrong with that. Quick way on and off the highway. Industry to the right has priority. And then the logic, of course, for that is you just don't want a truck to have to like drive through your residential neighborhood every single time when it doesn't have to. And then I'm going to toss in, I want to say 2 of these. The maximum you can grab is 8. So the darker area just shows like better wind flow. When you put one of these down, it kind of like captures some of that wind. So you can't really have like a whole stack next to each other. The radial bubble is for noise. So we'll pop one in here. The blue zone that came up with it is a power kind of grid. You don't need power lines for everything. Buildings will make their own little bubble like that. But you do need to connect the bubbles together. If they're long distance, of course. And I just can't really, like, it's just so much money for a coal power plant. All we need to do is make it to the next milestone. We'll get some cash anyhow, and there's also the bailout. So we'll put one of these down. And, man, you know what? This is one of those ones where it's a little bit tricky here. Because the water has to cross the highway. It's a little bit more length for some of the power lines. So depending on what DLC you have, if you do happen to have Sunset Harbor, which is a good quality of life one, you can do an inland for your water treatment. And that just creates like a pollution zone within that purple bubble. Sorry, pardon me here. A few options here, Otherwise, you got to put your sewage right into the, well, anywhere you want, really, as long as it's downhill. But ideally in the river, which is kind of like, oh my. And I just looked to see what direction the water is moving. And you don't want to put like a water intake down from a outflow, for what I hope are obvious reasons here. So if you want something cute, you can always do like a little water tower as well. Those are not dependent on being tied into a water source. But the pumps have to be. And you can look and see what they, the capacity, that kind of stuff. So a tower is not as much. You would need 2 of those down. And then the upkeep is effectively the same, actually. Oh, really, eh? Mm-hmm. Better bang for your buck over here. So let's go for that value proposition. Toss one of those in, and then same idea, right? So the blue power bubble, you can do that. I basically need 2 power generators, 2 windmill things to keep us going. We'll run this through, and that should be enough to get the power to kind of like everywhere, and then I'll do this to connect both these power zones together. And I had Anarchy running, so I'm trying to be cautious about like having these things overlap. Yeah, see over here, doesn't look all that lovely. Just for you perfectionists out there, myself included, even though I don't really do the best of jobs sometimes. Yeah, now we give ourselves a good start here, right? So power has a chance to kind of make it to industrial, commercial, residential. We're scooping up from both zones here. We need to connect some pipes. That's what that symbol is telling us. I feel like if you rush this phase, everything goes wrong. And I've always done that traditionally in every single start, every video, everything I've done up until now, all the ones. Also, asterisk, if you're coming from like an older series, expecting some older content to come back to life, I promise you it will. Timelines are always like, oh dear, Imperial. But you know, I think this content's better than no content, but there really is plans just to one day take like 2 months off of the world and just like get her done, you know? And we'll see what kind of like picks up. Some of the OG series kind of pick up in views like randomly, right? Okay, let's just keep her simple. Keep her simple here. So just a little sewage outflow pipe, a little bit more of that vanilla starting vibe. And the power bubbles are close enough to share. That was a bit of a gamble, but that's good. And then we're spewing out. We got really good flow for the river. You can even see that in the choppy water right here. And we'll just connect these 2 bad boys together. So the way it works, and this was a kind of a common thing way back in the day when we were all new. And if you're still new, like, by the way, like, I'm not trying to nag on new players, just passing on what we learned, yo. It's sewage and water together in the same pipe system. But if you're lacking, kind of see your availability up here. If you're lacking in one, it'll kind of gray itself out. But one's blue, one's kind of a greeny color. But initially, I think a lot of people thought you had to like do 2 different sets of pipes, which would make you go broke and was a headache. So this, I'm going to follow under the road. I never did that way back in the day. I just kind of did like optimal coverage. But this, I just feel like it's more true to life, because now if there's like an issue with a pipe, they're not going to dig up your house, you know? Road is a little bit more easy to lay than, say, your 3rd floor master bathroom, right? So you don't really, yeah, exactly. Paid a lot of money for that reno. You don't want to, no, that's what I'm saying. So this just needs to connect. You don't really need to, this is crazy, but you know, we can do this too if you want, right? By the way, shout out to you Snowfall people who are watching this, just on the random off chance. To help you, this is so random, to help you with your highways to get snow plowed, do one of these. Just a little, traffic might use it and you're gonna get a little bit of headaches, but that gets like snowplow usage. Otherwise, like there's no way for the snowplows to go out to the region and then kind of come back effectively. And that's the same logical argument, guys, why we're not gonna zone on these one ways, because you have to leave the whole city and region and then come back. Like it doesn't make any sense, right? So just be cautious on where you zone. Like don't put like your garbage trucks on this, you know? Okay, we have 10 grand to make the dream come true right now. Oh my God. I actually think I might need like one more set of roads over here. This is so gambly. I love it. Again, if you do run out of space, not the end of the world. Or money too. And I'm going to say that we need just like a smidgen more people than we would industry, just to get us started. And that's a pretty prime spot for a roundabout, if I do say so myself. We'll throw some of those in. I don't want it to be like a super grid, but just to get us started, this will be kind of the idea behind the infrastructure. Okay, so hopefully power just kind of starts and works its way down. 5K is a good buffer, especially with the way I play, so... Oh man, I just feel like I'm missing something. What is it though, eh? You got your in, you got your out, you got your power, you're connected. It just feels like something, it's too easy right now. What have we done wrong? Okay, well, it's zone. So lots of options for zoning. You can do a marquee. Marquee? Fill. Marquee is the collect and slide. That's the one. So fill for simplicity. Easy right here. Over here, though, if you'll remember, guys, no zoning off the one-ways. We'll avoid that. The maximum your city buildings can be is a 4x4. Sorry, just so I'm not yelling. I don't know if I am. A lot of you say I'm not. Some of you might be like, maybe. Also, radio stations, some are free. You buy all this DLC and stuff on sale, eh? At this point, guys. Let me wait for her to finish. But yeah, I'll go over a lot of the DLCs as we're kind of growing the city. I would say there's not a single bad one at this rate because of how old the game is. Buy everything on sale. Content creator packs are also fantastic. They support the content creator and kind of keep the ecosystem alive too. All these DLCs pay for the dev development, and whenever they do a DLC, they actually do like a free content upgrade too. Okay, so just thinking like this road here, main road, might be a little bit busy, a little bit loud. So that could be a good spot for some commercial. We're just going to avoid our one-way here. And I'll zone on the other side too. It's going to kind of be like Main Street where you do your shopping. And a few people here are going to have like condos eventually. But this could also be commercial. You don't need like a whole slew of it. And to play it safe as well, in case the power doesn't make it, we could have unzoned this. By the way, if you right-click, that'll unzone. So that's also what this one does here, dezoning. So click and drag with the left. I also like using this a lot, the brush, just for doing that. So there's our little setup, and then let's get the industry going as well. And so industry, avoiding the one-way right here. And then we'll just fill this in. And then we're hoping for the first little industry blocks to show up here. Otherwise, if you want to gamble like me, you can kind of, do this whole thing. Otherwise, like, yeah, erase this, force the first ones to come here. So they're going to be in the power. Gives you a better chance to spread. And I'll just do a little bit of shopping over here. And in this game, effectively, the yellow industry creates goods that the blue zones sell, and the green are going to buy, and they're also going to work. And so if you get the whole equation balanced properly, you're going to get a tax event from all of it, and everyone's got a job, and everyone's happy. So 3-speed, why not? Why not? Cinematic, why not as well? Down here, two versions of it. I'll do the old this camera though. I have some custom housing sets, so you're going to see some stuff pop in that's going to be a little bit unfamiliar. And I've got like European and the classic and some Art Deco. So if your housing looks different, don't fret. But that's kind of like also what we're doing for mods and assets here. We are off and running. Okay, so power has made its way through this. We should see, great, here's the demand now starting to spread. So there's a commercial coming in. So first our little houses, pop up. People are like, oh, great new neighborhood. So affordable. And then they want jobs, they want somewhere to shop, and the whole system just starts to kick itself off here. And our rolling snowball effect. Okay, great. So yeah, power, everything's happy over here. And we should have enough growth here to get us to the next milestone, but I may have to zone a bit more. Yeah. Just a bit more here. You can kind of see here, just so running the clock while you have a negative budget, it just, takes away from the money you already have. So that's why I was trying to spend like effectively as much as possible. And really, it just is a big roadblock if you don't hit your first milestone, which is, yeah, just 500 people. So it's doable, but uh-oh, why are they coming in faster, my friends? We need some more action here. It's the part I always seem to get wrong, but it'd be kind of fun to see the bailout in action. Good news is we have a positive budget. So let's just sit back for a second, drink some coffee, watch the traffic patterns. And at least at this rate, we can just zone as we go. Yeah, it's not too bad. So some stuff we could do for some future improvement is maybe a roundabout on each end of the bridge right here. Or I was saying just a little bit earlier, we could do a partial cloverleaf, where instead of turning left at the light, you turn right and swoop on in underneath. And then going from this side, you'd sneak on over. It's a lot of cool options, but this is definitely working for the moment. That's cool. All right, so 406 people. That's not too bad. 413 in climbing. Filled out most of the area, though. So luckily we have the budget to support this, but I think we actually need to zone a bit more. So going back, probably would have added maybe one more block. So those of you with a time machine, just, engage. And again, nothing wrong, nothing wrong with the grid here to get us started. Once the milestones start rolling and we're ballers, we can eminent domain some more. It's okay. Fix all this stuff up, right? That'll be fun. It'll be fun. And then just like the grid versus non-grid argument, grids are easy to work with. They do lead to gridlock, but just easy to grow your city. If you're not doing a grid, it's just important to maintain arterial road growth, where you've always got kind of like a main wide road to kind of funnel like traffic and services and whatnot onto. Same approach for grid, just easier to do that because you can kind of see where it needs to go. But yeah, you can do a grid, with a little bit of curves too. You can follow a natural landscape. So some rivers have some curves. We can still grid down here. If you got some mountains, the impossible, impassable even. And think of the old days too, right? Like sometimes, no one thought a city would make it that far. So you've got little mismatched hamlets and stuff that are just not in the right shape. How do you coordinate back in the time of the horse-drawn carriages, right? If this is an American city. Is this a little kink in the highway here? So yeah, move it mod, eh? Move it mod. These are the kind of things you can just do really quickly and for free. So I'm holding down left alt. I've got single selector on. And that kind of helps line things up. So the green arrow, that green line just kind of filled on both sides. That's basically it. That's handy. Quality of life, my dudes. And then, yeah, we'll rebuild this. That'll be awesome, eh? So let's get to the first milestone. We're very close to that. Bring the pipes out, of course. And then we'll do a little overhead, and I think we'll call her there. And we'll start slow. The episodes will get longer. Also, the time in between them. No, don't make those jokes. How dare you? Oh, my goodness. Already. Nail in the coffin. No, but for real, it is sometimes tough just to keep up. Hope you guys understand. I love making content, so it's always good to be back. A lot of stuff's unlocked. Some of this is custom stuff. I made these. This is really cool. There's videos of them. But the asset editor, sorry, I don't mean to yell on you. The asset editor is a neat thing. You can make your own parking lots and parks. I've got the European and the regular. So we've got some more options here. And some DLCs. Just some new buildings. Yeah, the main thing though is we've unlocked services, we've got our loan, and we're like really just like we're ready for the next episode. So I feel like this is a really good segue here. Our city is rocking and roll, and we'll pause. Don't destroy anything just yet. Services make your city fall apart if they're not there. Yeah, not too bad, eh? So if you're coming back, hopefully something here captured you some nostalgia maybe. Some of these mods, you want to see how those unfold. Some custom buildings. Hey, AutoZone. I've heard of that place. Exactly, man. That's what I'm saying, Our city's got two. Perfect. But yeah, it'll be kind of a fun adventure. And we'll just, use some Rico, drop in some stuff, get some familiar things here, check out some of the DLCs, and just take her further. And I think the main thing is we'll have a lot of fun here, guys. So if you're brand new, we stream way more than we make YouTube videos, so a little bit more consistency over there. And we have a Discord to kind of plug the two. So yeah, come join us. Join the conversation. We play a lot of games together, especially in the Discord. And it's just, yeah, great to have you around. So if you're checking out for the first time, feel free to subscribe. I'm not going to pressure you, but it does help. We're getting close to 100,000. And yeah, all that good stuff. So we'll see you again. See you in again, of course. See you in another video again. And the smiles, they go for miles. And the words, they get hard to get out. But yeah, that's it, guys. I'm ImperialJedi. We'll see you in episode 2 where we expand our starting city. Super basic, but we're getting there. It'll be kind of fun to see how this evolves into the city of our dreams and memes. But yeah, Sandy Beach, Content Creator Pack. I will see you with another episode, and happy building. Take care of yourselves and stay hydrated.